Oh man, there we go.
So yo, Leo was crazy though, right? Bucky's Bucky's is crazy though. So it's like the Walmart of gas stations, of like truck stops. It's not even a gas station, it's like a truck stop. You can
Just
go in,
about pretty much.
you can go in there and no lie, spend like $200 in Bucky's and come out with mad stuff and forgot that you needed gas.
I ain't gonna spend that much, but he right about that. Like it's kind of
No,
like when
I'm
you
not
start
gonna
with
spend
one
that much.
them rest areas. Even like if you ever been to Virginia, when you first get into Virginia, it's an area where you can buy shirts and clothes and whatever. You can lay back and rest. They got plenty of gas stations, bathrooms that's clean and whatever. It's like one of those.
Yeah, it's dope.
So you could get gas or get robbed.
Yeah,
Nah. You ain't gonna get got at Bucky's.
they usually in pretty nice areas. I ain't
Yeah.
seen them in those sketchy areas.
And they're so big and well lit that you good. You know what I mean?
And they got a
But
lot.
yeah,
They got a lot of gas pumps, like between 15, I think 15 to 20 gas pumps.
oh no, way more. Well, way
Could
more
be
than
more
that.
than that.
Word.
It definitely could be more than that, though.
But yo, man, y'all see what it is, man. We just chopping it up. We just want to do a little bit of different intros. We just kicking it from behind the scenes conversation. But you see, it's the dynamic, it's the fantastic three right here, the holy trinity. You know what I mean? I got my good brother Leo right there, dressed in all black, chilling like that. I got my good brother Nate the Great. You know what I mean? The MLB expert of the squad. Last but not least, you got me. And you see what it is. It's the Virtual Man Cave Entertainment, yo. Shout out to the Brody. He's not here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Who we got? The Panamanian Professor Arthur Sobers. Shout out to Troy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Triple OG, OG Unk. And always, as always, gotta give a shout out to the Mayor Corey, yo.
That nigga taking a gummy nap on his recliner.
Yo, he out. Yeah. Unk is done. As soon as he said, I'm about to pregame, I'm gonna see y'all later. No, we not. Because you said that the other night and you was gone. Gone. But
Life be
anyway,
like that. Life be
yeah,
like
you
that
like that. But I'm saying it's a fantastic Friday night, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the squad in here, man. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all feeling, yo?
Chilling.
Chilling. Friday.
That's, yeah, it's definitely Friday, man.
Do that
So
shit even
hopefully,
do that shit even mean anything anymore when you an old motherfucker?
I mean, it mean you ain't gotta go to work on Saturday.
Or Sunday.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do look forward to it depending on how your work week went. But if you got more than that, you got other responsibilities come weekend time, yeah, it don't really mean nothing to you. Somebody like me, I ain't got no I don't have no responsibilities as far as like nobody but myself. Because you know, my child is an adult. So when as soon as it's time to clock out, I am excited. I'm glad, you know, relax, chill, kick back. People don't piss me off from work all week. Let me go ahead and just lay back and kick my feet up.
Yo, Leo.
Ready to
I think
unwind
that
and
was a jab at us, Leo. I think that was a jab at us, yo.
Well, what you mean?
He was like, "Yeah, I ain't got no responsibility. My kids is grown. All my kids is grown and whatnot." I hear you, Nate.
Oh
No,
no, you chilling
you
shit.
took it as bad.
Enjoy that shit.
Nah, I'm being
Right?
funny.
Enjoy that
I'm being
shit. Go to
And I mentioned
maybe
my kid. Let me take the S off of that. Kid, one child.
okay. My bad. Your child is grown. My bad, Nate. Don't punch me in the throat.
There you
I
go.
ain't going. I ain't gonna try to have nobody come out here looking for you, Nate. Talking about, yep, that's right. He got kids.
Oh no,
Ain't
my
gonna do
pullout game. My pullout game was immaculate.
that nigga got babies he don't know about.
exactly.
Talking about pull out game. Nigga, that shit don't work. Nigga playing Russian roulette with the coochie, nigga. You got babies in places you forgot about, nigga.
Damn, Nate. That's what you out here doing.
Never that. Mm-mm.
Ah, man. Got little Nate's running around playing little league baseball. It's in their DNA. They playing third base.
Yeah, he don't even know. Word.
Third and second base. Yep.
Like, where he get his talent from?
Yo, but speaking of youngins though, man, what y'all think about this video right here? Of these little youngin wilding out here.
Oh, he swung on him while he was driving the bus.
Bus is moving right now, yo.
Oh, the bus driver wild. Then he said, "Man, fuck this bus." Yeah, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, what y'all think about that right there, man? What's the matter what's going on in the world, Joe?
They first of all, I don't know why Shorty wail on somebody that's driving, and he in no seatbelt on, standing. I don't think he realized the danger he put himself in.
Either that or you didn't care.
And then the fucking bus driver said, "Man, fuck this bus is gonna drive itself," and proceeded to get the fuck off the seat and whip that little kid's ass. Rightfully so, but who the fuck driving the bus then?
Nah, I think the bus driver got knocked out because he had the seatbelt on. He got drugged. I think the bus driver
he was whipping that kid. He got a little woozy when that bus ran into whoever the fuck it ran into.
Nah, I think he was woozy before that because he was locked in the seatbelt. When he came around that corner, he was looking hurt. I don't know. All I'm saying though, where was the rest of the passengers on that bus? Because once you hit the bus driver once while the bus is moving, now homie, because he got my life at risk as well. Bus driver, listen, fight me. Bus driver, stop the bus so we can all get off this bus real fast and call the police because we out. I'm out. Get me off this bus. That's crazy.
Did he lose his job?
He probably will. Nah, I hope not. I'm messing with y'all. I hope we don't.
They always say, you know, the bus driver was supposed to hold restraint or whatever, but man.
Nah, fuck that.
I mean, it's common nature, common law that if somebody hits you, you automatically reflexes, you hit back. I mean, that's self-defense, man. Bus driver just supposed to be getting knocked in his head and keep driving the bus. That's crazy.
He should have parked that. He should have stopped. But
he definitely should have
stopped. Then proceeded to whip the little nigga ass, but that nigga just bypassed all that.
Like that one bus driver, I think he was in the Bronx or somewhere. He parked the bus and then jumped off. It was snowing. He jumped off, hit the curb, and then just went to work on him.
Yeah, motherfuckers gotta stop playing like these bus drivers is just save the motherfucking 80s.
You know, that's a lot of workplaces in general, whether you go to fast food or whatever. It's a lot of people out there that's willing to fight back, and they're like, they ain't having it. They ain't worried. Like, man, bump this job. You ain't gonna sit there and disrespect me that way.
Man, fuck this 1750, nigga. Put your hands on me again.
I done got burnt by the grease or something like that, man. I'm tired. I ain't got time for this.
You know, my years when I used to work at Target, that's why the main reason I never offered when they wanted to ask me if you wanted to learn. You wanted to learn, be trained to work in the front
exactly,
or whatever.
He was still attached to the seatbelt.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, they asked me, do you want to work in the guest services, whatever, returning stuff? Nah. One of my coworkers, somebody threw a toaster at them. Nah, no.
Y'all Target niggas used to look like y'all be having fun at work. I always wanted to work at Target.
We definitely did. We had a ball at Target. I was there for 3 years. I worked at Macy's for 3 years, and I worked at Target for 3 years.
Shout out to Toys R Us, man. I had a lot of fun working at Toys R Us show. A place where a kid can be a kid. I was definitely a grown kid working at Toys R Us show. I had mad fun.
Yeah, you was definitely stealing little packages.
I wasn't stealing nothing. They had a mean loss prevention team over there at the point.
Yeah, that's why Toys R Us don't exist no more, because that loss prevention team was ass.
It wasn't them, it was just, I guess, probably bad business decision, bad business moves and whatnot. You know, I don't know. I can't call it.
Every employee got every fucking He-Man, G.I. Joe, every action figure. That nigga got all them shits. Coincidentally.
As soon as they come off the truck, go ahead and grab your couple out of the box.
Come on, son. I mean, I'm not gonna say how I used to have every Hot Wheel. Now I'm playing. I ain't have no Hot Wheels. But nah, man, Toys R Us was mad fun, yo. I used to ride bikes around the store, yo, drive Power Wheels, yo. I used to be bugging, yo. I used to have a good old time.
Oh, I wanted y'all to see this. I wanted y'all to see. Hold on.
Wally, oh, there you go.
Go. Get off. Go, man. Go. Move, man. Oh, y'all. Oh my God.
Listen, I don't condone violence, but listen, if you are man enough to put your hands on a man as a female, then you are man enough to get your behind whooped as a female. I'm sorry.
To piggyback off of that,
jacking that.
Before we get into it, to piggyback off of that, we here at the Virtual Mancave do not condone violence also as well. As a disclaimer, any opinions, thoughts that are said by the Mancave are by those of the individuals themselves. We're just sharing content and trying to bring content to you. If you have any questions or you want content that we want to have of something different, so be it, but we're just sharing content. We do not condone any kind of violence at all on this show.
Yep.
On that note, you jacking that, Nate?
Honestly, and from having somewhat similar experiences of my time, I don't know. I found it's a way to defend yourself as a guy without having to throw hands. I get you get caught in the moment, but for me, I never had to throw my hands back. It's just more like a defensive, like, hey, go sit down over there. You know what? Put you on the couch, get away from me, and get as far away as you can. I mean, I really have, and that's the honest truth. I've never just like a girl hit me and punched me in the face or whatever, and I just went hauled off on her and hit her with a shoryuken or whatever. No. I'm not striking you in that form of fashion. I'm just going to play defense so that I can get away from you.
I definitely agree with you, Nate. Can't put no hands. I ain't gonna allow no female to put no hands on me, punch me in the mouth, or nothing like that. Like that ain't happening. But I'm not gonna stall off on you either. Like. We gonna move, bob and weave. I might spin you around real fast. If I gotta put you, you know what I'm saying, grab your arms, hold you up like that real fast, so you can't hit me, I can't hit you. Life is good, but we ain't. Yeah, I ain't punching you. We ain't.
So let me ask y'all something. You heard the lady after the fact, right? So, do you think she's valid? Like, yeah, of course. Off rip, you tell your kids, especially your little girls, don't put your hands on people, point blank. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially a dude. Like, if you're a female, like, keep your hands off a dude, because shit like this can't happen. But you think it's okay for a woman to be saying out loud that shorty was valid for putting his hands on that girl like that?
That's a slippery slope. I don't think you should say that out publicly in a platform like that, jokingly or something like that, because you have individuals who have no problem hitting women and stuff like that. And that kind of can gaslight them to think it's a green light. Like, yeah, see, somebody agrees with what I be saying and what I be thinking. And that ain't cool. And at the same time, women don't feel entitled that you think it's okay that you should hit a man. And a man is supposed to hypothetically not hit you back, because there are men out there that will put you on your pocket, yo. Okay? So keep your hands to yourself, people. What you think, Nate?
I'll play the other side of that. I know personally, and I've seen, not only from videos I've seen, but I've also known some women person who always, they even said, they told their daughters, do not put your hands on a man and then don't expect him to respond a certain way, because they believe in, hey, you keep your hands to yourself. Like, they're gonna, a lot of men are not gonna just sit there and take. A lot of people in general just not gonna sit there and take you just continuously punching on them. They're gonna retaliate. So they've always tried to teach their kids, hey, if you put your hands on somebody, be prepared for the repercussions of it. So you might want to think twice before you decide to put your hands on somebody. Unfortunately, that happens a lot in this society as we is, and and I don't condone it. I don't think nobody should put their hands on each other. Period. I hope that people in general just find a better way to resolve life, and resolve situations out here. Stop trying to resolve everything with aggression and physical contact, and try to find a better way to resolve it. Because a lot of the times the stuff that they have fights over don't really be worth fighting for, to truth be told.
Exactly.
Is there any situation? I mean, all right, let me put it like this. Besides a woman trying to take your life, besides that, is there any reason or justification for putting hands on a woman? Other than her trying to shoot you or stab you and you gotta fight for your life, other than that, is there justification for putting hands on her? Because I'm just asking because I'm watching this video. You watch the video, and then there's somebody doing a reaction, and then a woman comes right after the video, and she laughing, and she basically saying like, "Yo, little homie was justified because you want to act like a man, you're gonna get treated like a man," and basically saying like, "Yo, shorty was asking for." But
I understand.
My whole thing is, let's say shorty two-pieced him, got him clean, whatever. Does that justify what homie did?
Let's just say if she two-pieced him, I can understand, because some people have it's natural, a fight or flight reflex. If you get hit, sometimes people react by fighting back. They can't control it. I don't condone it, but I understand. I can understand why her point of view. I can understand where she's coming from when she's saying that. There are a lot of women out there and a lot of people out there who feel it's okay for a woman to hit a man and a man should not hit a woman, even if a woman is hitting him. And there's some men out there that be like, yo, exactly. We understand, like and because we grew up in a different time period. We grew up in an era where we seen some of us may have seen our moms get hit and other women get abused, to where we like, we not doing that. That's not cool, bro. Or the other side of it is, we grew up around real right men who told us, yo, men don't hit women, bro. We don't do that. That's not how you roll as a man, bro. That shit is whack, my nigga. You go find something else to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even that's why I made that because I was in the comments and all that, and even when you hear this conversation being had out loud, and especially that when you hear women echoing that narrative, like, oh, you get what you know what I mean?
Yo, Smoke Free, I was about to say that. Another reason a man might put hands on a woman, if that woman has put hands on a child, maybe.
I was gonna get to that too, like saying those are the only times I feel like I agree, because sometimes it's hard to take the like, oh, I'm just gonna call the police if they put hands, but then I'm gonna take it further than just the women. I'm gonna just say in general, when somebody puts their hands on you, no matter their gender or what they identify as or whatever, I feel like when it comes to your kids or things like that, it can be justified, and because in that range of emotion, you're thinking about your child, person you helped to give birth to, and then this person over here, this individual, male, female, or whatever, decided to You know, they touched whether they touched your child in the wrong way, or whether they physically abused them, punching them, or whatever the case might be. You ain't thinking nothing about. You call the police after you done whooped them and left them laying in the street. Now you're gonna call the police. You know, it's like you ain't thinking about
Yeah.
being. Most people ain't gonna think about playing. You know, being taking the high road about it.
And to wait, and to that point, Nate, I don't know where it's at somewhere in the United States, but there was a gentleman whose child was violated, you know, by a predator. That predator got released on parole or probation or something like that. Lured another child or lured his child again to the car after the police was notified that that individual was in the neighborhood. The police didn't do nothing. Well, the father responded, and he responded as a father, right? A few months later, you know, obviously the father got arrested, went to trial and stuff like that, you know, won the case and stuff. A short time after that, he ran for, I think, sheriff of that town. And guess what? He got elected. You know what I mean? So it's funny how they say, you know, they can understand being a parent. When the law doesn't want to be the law, or there's criminals that find the loopholes in the law, sometimes you just got to be a parent. You know, and a parent, you know, and we all know what it understands to be a parent. You know.
Well, when you're talking about the kids, I line that with like that's why I use something extreme. Like if you're trying to kill me, harm me, or harm a child that can't protect themselves, then yeah, all bets is off, male or female. I'm gonna protect the child. But what we talking about now is that, like, today in 2026, and for like the past, say, a good 5 to 8 years, there's been this push of what we watched, that because she hit him, that it's justified that he wailed on her, and like you said before, right? Like, because look, real talk, right? We're not too far removed, right, from where it was okay to beat on your wife, bro. Like legally, we not far removed from that. That legally, you was justified. You whooped your wife's ass. That's your wife. That's just how marriage goes. And you know what I'm saying? Like to the point where they had to put in law. You can't do that
about domestic violence laws and stuff like that.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's just and if you think about it, right? What's the first thing that happens when we watch movies like Walking Dead or apocalypse shit, and they're like, what's the first thing, bro? Women get raped, like shit like that, right? Like, so basically we know, because when I'm hearing like, oh, he's protecting himself, this and that, like, what the fuck you protecting yourself, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying. Unless you trying to kill me, bitch, you're not hurting me. You could punch me, this and that. Like, there's no way I'm a close that, and what I'm protecting
the punches that she threw had zero power behind it. The punches that he threw had bad intentions. You see how when he hit her, she moved. There's no way it's justifiable that he hit that young lady like that. You know what I mean? And there's a certain point to where you become from defending yourself to attacking. So once she started to back up and she fell into that corner, now you're the aggressor, because now you got her back in the corner where you could walk away if you was quote unquote fearing for your life and you felt like you was attacked. You had an opening, you had an outlet, you could have got away.
But that's my thing, like
you can always get away.
We playing with semantics and words, and that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, right, nigga, you ain't fear for nothing, little nigga. Like you was not worried, you was not fearing for your life, you wasn't worried, you wasn't. So what? My whole thing is like I highly doubt if that was a dude, he would have been that aggressive. So it's like, how the fuck we sitting here, especially a woman, talking about, well, he was just defending himself because if a woman want to put hands on the man, then you're gonna get treated like a man. Nah, motherfucker, that shit don't even sound right, bro. Like, yeah, not for nothing. Yeah, I might sound old school, whatever, but like, yeah, man, like, ain't you supposed to give a woman grace, bro. Like, yo, you know how much. Like, that's what I'm saying. My life has to be in danger for me to purposely close my fist and try to like a female, bro. Like, I'm standing to see if you would have do so I could whip his ass before I put my like what you going to like before I did all that we watched on the video. I'm gonna hem her up, bro. Like I'm gonna grab her by the neck and be like, listen, I'm gonna snap your shit if you don't motherfucking rap. Like, there's so much more I could do before I do that, bro.
You're absolutely right. There's so many steps you could take before you put like you said, if my life is not in physical danger, if you ain't got no knife, if you ain't got no gun and I'm close to you, because if you got a gun, I'm running. But if I'm close and I could try to do some Jackie Chan, punch you in your nose, I'm out, bro. And even after I get you, if you got the knife or the gun, after I get the knife or the gun away from you, if I can get it, I'm out. I'm still not hanging around to be on some, let me jump off the top rope and hit you with an elbow or some shit.
Yeah, let me get my finisher in. Like,
yeah, like, nah, bro. I just need to get out this situation so I don't die. That's it. You know what I mean?
A lot of individuals get locked up for that. Then they say they never had no intentions of doing that. But then when you see in the videos, they'll get away. They'll have the chance to get away, but then come back and then just deliver more punishment out. So it's like, were you really that sorry? You know what I'm saying?
Were you that sorry or that in fear for your life, yo? Like, come on, man. Like, there's no way. There's nothing justifies putting hands on a woman, bro. That ain't, like you said, Leo, call us old school, bro, but it ain't cool. That ain't the wave. Walk away, slide. Damn. Don't let your pride sit there and be like, yo, I'm gonna stand right here and I'm not moving. You better not. Come on, man. Move. Matter of fact, I'm funny. I'm gonna keep moving out the way to make you even more mad. Like, haha, can't get me. Come on, dance on them. Cause you don't win when you put hands on a woman, bro. Like, that's corny. Yeah, I'm not laughing. Yo, listen, smoking free. I'm not laughing at the comment. It's just the way it came off, man. Yeah, I told my baby mother call her brother right before I took her on a 2-mile run around the neighborhood. Freedom too precious. I feel you. Freedom is way too precious. You know,
like,
I definitely understand that, bro. It ain't worth it, man.
He did all that. Then he gonna be in the pins. And when the nigga be like, what size you is, he gonna offer up them kicks, and all that aggression is gonna all of a sudden disappear. It's like, come on, man. Like, it's the woman, bro. Like,
that is
and the crazy shit is, I don't know if we talked about it on here, right? But recently we talked about how in the Matrix, right? There's a well, we were just talking behind the scenes how the algorithm adapts to the shit you like, right? So it's still currently, but it's dying out. There's some shit called, like, you know, a red pill. Like, you know what the red pill is, right? These red pill niggas, like these super machismo niggas. It be them niggas. These niggas, women, we the boss and we this, we that. Right? So how manly can you be? And then I'm watching you do this shit to a woman, bro.
Yo, that's lame, bro. That's all the way lame.
Like, a nigga would tell you, oh, you talking like a simp, this and that, but my nigga is like, I don't even know how you muster up that much aggression to hit a woman, bro.
I mean, I'll be real with you.
I don't even know how that's possible.
If that's the definition of a simp, that I respect my woman, then I'm a simp. I'm good. I'm cool. I don't care what you think. You don't pay my bills. You don't live rent free in my mind. You don't do nothing. Live how you live, bro. Be happy.
But truth be told, those type of men, and I don't know if they necessarily fall in the same category, because the conversation you hear a lot of people say about, oh, they want an alpha male. Those be the most sensitive ones out of all of it, out of everybody. Sensitive as hell.
Yep.
And they feelings, emotional, and all that. They be more sensitive than anybody think. They be like, oh, that's an alpha male. No, you're not. You're a sucker. Yeah,
Right,
Louis.
and that's what I'm saying, because right, any nigga, that's what anything, right? Any nigga that dead ass self-identifies that, oh, I'm an alpha male, he's the emotional nigga you talking about, because a real alpha male don't say that, bro. Like, we don't, like, who does that? Like, I'm an alpha male, like, nigga, who you trying to convince, nigga?
And I was just about to say, Leo, what is the definition of an alpha male? Because
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not even real. It's not even a real thing.
So it kind of is, but it isn't. So it's alpha, sigma, beta, right? But people have it misconstrued as if you are alpha, it means that you're tough or you're big and stuff like that.
You're a leader and all of that.
You're an automatic leader. Nah, it's three different ways, personality traits. Now, alphas usually like to lead from the front. A beta likes to lead from wherever it's necessary. They can lead from the front.
Get in where you fit in, you bitch ass nigga. That's what it sounds like. A beta is a bitch ass nigga.
A sigma is a nigga who just like to lead from the back. I'm chilling. Whenever you need me, call me. I'm there. You know, I'll make it happen. Other than that, leave me alone. Do what you want to do. But it's just weird, bro. It's just weird. Like that whole classification of things.
But that's what I'm saying. Once you start doing that, you lose me, because there's how they said what's understood don't need to be said. So when you out here out loud in your microphone bullhorning how much of a fucking alpha man you are, that just lets me know you probably gay, nigga. Your alpha, what you consider to be an alpha male, and what I'm hearing you explain what an alpha male is, nigga, you hate bitches. You like to be around a bunch of niggas you don't know to impress them. Yep. Like, everything sound like bitch behavior that y'all consider to be alpha male. You sound like hoes.
So I was just about to ask, what is, because everybody got a different definition of what an alpha male is.
Man, that shit ain't a real thing, bro. That's some new matrix shit that they made up to fucking to mind fuck being once that LGBTQ shit started coming out, that's when that alpha male shit started growing legs and shit like that, and toxic masculinity and all that. That's where that shit stemmed from. That's where it come from, the same shit. Like, all that shit is just made up rhetoric for political use and all that other bullshit that the Matrix be doing.
Listen, what in the world is toxic masculinity?
Not being a bitch. Not toxic masculinity is me saying I don't condone that gay shit. I'm toxic for saying that. Like, I don't want my son seeing that gay shit. I'm toxic for saying that.
Basically, the type of man that we supposed to be from day one. You know, don't show no emotions. Don't, you suppress how you feel. Like Leo was saying, misogyny and all that other stuff. You're supposed to act tough all the time. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Men don't cry. Men don't this and that. That's kind of like part of the toxic masculinity that they talk about.
All right, so doesn't that fall under characteristics of an alpha male?
But that's what I'm telling you. None of that shit is
real.
I'm trying to. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm going with it, right?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. It all stem from the same Matrix bullshit that's not real.
When in all truth, actually, I doubt, if there is any women that's watching this, or regardless of point, more men cry and show emotions than you think they do. They just do it behind closed doors.
Listen,
they thinking if they show it in person, it's going to make them less of a man.
Somebody know a so-called real. Everybody got that one person that know a so-called real nigga. They the one person that seen that nigga ugly cry face and all that. Because there ain't no such thing as a nigga not crying or breaking down or get, you know what I'm saying, having that moment. Like, that's real life shit. Ain't nobody too tough for that, nigga. Like, ain't no, oh, that, what was it? The fucking alpha male. Alpha males don't cry. We don't fucking, we just, like you said, I just take it on the chin and keep it moving. Nah, nigga, get the fuck out of here.
So red pill, alpha male, toxic masculinity, it's pretty much all the same thing.
All the same remixed bullshit to create a fucking weirdo. An internet weirdo. To sell courses. That's what they made up that type of nigga.
They hate toxic masculinity, but they want an alpha male, and they listen to the red pill. Like that's yo, this is weird, man.
Creating more division, that's all.
Division of the same thing. That's the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
All one of the same. I don't know. I'm gonna let them have it though. They can live in their world, man. That's a world I don't understand. I don't want to be a part of it. Y'all be alpha males and wherever y'all be at.
Let me ask you, that is that a thing? You think that's a thing for real? Like, you think niggas that grew up with no daddy in the home, them niggas is soft?
No, it depends, because sometimes the moms is the roughest one. You got some mothers out there that's rough and tumble. That's like, moms might still have that, and moms can still have that compassion and emotion, but moms can be rough, like raw with it. Like, man, you better tighten up. What you doing? So I don't think it necessarily like that. Yeah, some moms overcompensate too.
Because they may not know the definition of what what real manhood is. So now in their eye, what manhood is, they promote that on their son, and now they overly aggressive. They do, you know what I'm saying?
And let's be honest, we got a lot of men who can't even really technically teach their sons how to be a man, because they're not, I don't want to use the word wimps, but they're not that type either as well. So
they're not assertive.
Right, they're not as assertive. They're real laid back. They just take whatever comes to them, whatever happens to them, they just take it. They don't ever speak up for themselves. They never have a day in their life. And then their son can see the same thing and think the same thing. So sometimes it don't matter whether you have a mom in the house or whether you don't have them. Sometimes it's just really all about the parents that you do have and how they help upbring you, along with your community that you live in, because your community plays just as much as part as the house that you live in as well.
Yeah, because hopefully, you might have coaches, after school center, mentor, somebody in your community that you can actually, a teacher or whatever, that you can hopefully, hopefully somebody you can see how a man, somebody who you might want to emulate as what a man is,
or just as an adult, how you should carry yourself as an adult.
Yeah, better yet.
Because when you get older, as a child, you're a child, but as you start to get older, it's like, what are you supposed to do? Your responsibilities as an adult, like no matter what gender. I mean, I know as a man, there's certain things we feel like as men, only a man could supposed to be able to tell us. But at the end of the day, as an adult, responsibilities like making sure you pay your bills, take care of responsibilities and such like that. Any adult can teach you that, no matter male or female. Because your mom or your dad will both tell you, make sure you pay that rent first so you have somewhere to live. Because truthfully, I love you, but I don't want you coming back to the house.
Yep.
Me and your mama trying to have some fun over here, and you messing it up by moving back home.
Life was good when you went to college now.
Right.
You got used to things.
You try to make late night sandwiches, butt ass naked.
How you said it Friday, man? Ooh.
Tell your child, I like coming down after I finish knocking your mama boots down. I like coming downstairs drinking Kool-Aid butt naked.
Right.
I do my victory dance, boy. I don't want you here.
Don't be Jody and baby boy trying to cover your ears with pillows.
Yeah. Because we making some noise, boy. You might not want to sit on the couch right now.
Right.
We did a little nasty before you got here, before you got home, because we knew you was coming home. Shit. Yo, y'all seen this joint right here? Give me 1 second.
Bronx courtroom while his client remained stoic Friday when a judge read the verdict guilty of second-degree manslaughter.
A court in the Bronx said Black Lives Matter.
The case stems from an incident in August of 2023. NYPD Sergeant Eric Duran seen on video throwing a cooler at 30-year-old Eric Dupree, going 30 miles per hour on a motorized scooter on the sidewalk. Dupree was not wearing a helmet and died in the crash after he lost control. The father of three had, according to police at the time, just sold drugs to an undercover officer and was fleeing arrest. It was a bench trial, meaning no jury, only Bronx Supreme Court Judge Guy Mitchell, who ruled that Sergeant Duran, who had testified at trial he was trying to protect fellow officers, had not done so appropriately and was guilty of a charge that can carry up to 15 years in prison. After the verdict, Dupree's wife stood next to a cardboard cutout of her late husband.
I have no words to tell you right now.
You said 3 years you've been...
3 years. 3 years waiting for justice.
And after he read the verdict, the judge agreed to an increase in bail, $300,000 in cash, which has to be posted by Duran by Tuesday of next week to remain out of custody until sentencing on March 19th. The shock evident on the face of Eric Duran's attorney in a Bronx courtroom while his client remained stoic Friday when a judge read the verdict guilty of...
You're going to get that nigga like 1 year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was deliberate too. Like the way he threw that cooler at him.
Yeah, that's... I remember that happening too, yo. It's crazy how it's been like, what, 3 years already, she said?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even really remember that story that well.
Yeah, I don't remember when that happened in real time.
I remembered it when they played the video. But do you think he justified for throwing the cooler or he violated, yo?
Nah, hell no. He killed that nigga.
A cooler and threw it straight at his head. And from the impact, he slammed into the car with him and fell off. Nah. I mean, you might want to stop him, but I just feel like there could have been other ways. But I guess because I just seen a video earlier about what they did in California with they served a guy for an eviction, not to take away from what just recently happened. Right. They were serving a guy for an eviction. Homeboy was like, I ain't going down. I'm going out in the blaze of glory. He killed the cop that came to the door.
What?
So the cops, after a while, say about an hour or so, I saw it on social media. After about an hour or two of negotiations, they ran him over with a truck. And the sergeant or whoever was the lieutenant, when he talked about it, he said he got what he deserved.
Yeah, that's crazy. We living in a wild, wicked world. This is why I stay in the house and just watch TV and play video games and read books. Much safer, yo. Speaking about things getting crazy, yo. Y'all see this? U.S. to automatically add draft eligible men to military list starting in December as government moves to fix declining sign-ups, yo. So, as of now, men between the ages of 18 to 25 are required to register within 30 days of their 18th birthday. If they don't, they can face penalties like losing access to federal benefits, fines up to $250,000, or prison time, yo. Officials say the switch is meant to simplify the process and save money, especially since the registration numbers have dropped in recent years. Women are still not required to register despite ongoing debates about it. Just for clarity, this does not mean a draft is happening. There hasn't been a draft. There hasn't been one since 1973 during the Vietnam War. So, what are y'all thoughts on this, y'all?
Shit about to get real out this motherfucker.
It's pretty much almost Even though they're trying to say it's not a draft, it feel for some people they feel like it's almost like, especially those who've been in the military, like, yeah, I don't know, this sound kind of sketchy, like, and the fact that you're gonna try to tell me if I don't register after 30 days after becoming 18 years old, it's a $250,000 fine, and I might do some jail time.
And charge that shit to the game. Fuck that.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of other people, right? Like even right now with the current situation, there's a lot of people I would send over there if I had my choice about it. And I mean no disrespect to anybody who might feel some kind of way. But you got ICE, send them over there. You got the MAC, you know, I ain't even gonna say the MAGA supporters. You got the YNs over there. The YNs out here shooting up places. Man, I'm just trying to hang out for a little bit. I just had a long week at work. I'm just trying to socialize. But y'all coming in here mad for no reason. Y'all go to the beach mad. How you gonna have option be mad and walking around with your gun? So all you think about is a gun when you at the beach? You supposed to be enjoying yourself. Why don't you go over there and you can shoot your gun as much as you want? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm right with what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm just talking bullshit. But like, I don't know. I don't agree with it necessarily fully because you know you shouldn't be required to have to register once you turn 18 because this is a choice. This ain't back in the days where that was like the norm. Like once you graduated high school, you went to the military. That was just a given. That's not the same. Even though I heard some people say that they think everybody should at least spend at least a year or 2 years or 3 years, or whatever, in the military. I don't think.
What? For what?
I've seen. I can't remember who said it, but it was someone who said they think everybody should at least do.
A lot of other countries, 18, you have to serve 2 years in the military.
Fuck that.
Yeah, but to what you were saying, Nate, about going to the beach and not having to carry your gun and be all of that, and you want because I know what video you're talking about those young gentlemen who was out there dripping, walking down the boardwalk like they in a danger, a war zone.
They didn't even look happy. You at the beach,
bro. You at the beach? It's mad girls there, bro.
Right.
Yo, at the beach, you're supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to be smiling, vibing, cooling, and grooving, yo.
You know who them niggas want to be? Remember the movie Don't Be a Menace when the nigga was like, you ever watch a nigga in jail take a shower?
Oh,
and you see the soap suds dripping down the crack of his ass.
Nigga lock me up.
That's who them niggas aspire to be, bro. Because like you said,
they want to be toothpick.
Yeah, I don't know how many like you in the beach full of half naked women, nigga. You out here with a Draco looking for ops that don't exist, nigga. Like what the fuck going on?
Ridiculous, yo. But you know what happens though? You go over there. It's a dude over there right now. He got C4 strapped to him. He can level the next 5 miles. You ain't ready to mess with that. They ain't your kind of danger you want.
Nah, I don't want for real.
You going up here shooting up, and I ain't saying nobody in particular. There's no race or nothing. I'm just saying people out here, and I think about all of us, and even y'all got younger kids who still go to school. You 30, 20, whatever your age is, and you go shooting up at elementary school, and I just think about stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Even if mental health is real, and let that be known too, but still, I just think about sometimes when stuff happen, y'all shooting up schools, man. Elementary schools, when these kids ain't got nothing to do with nothing. People, it's hard enough already when you in school studying or, you at your job or whatever you're doing, and then you got to worry about somebody coming out here and deciding, oh, I just want to shoot the place up. Some people just want to see the world burn. But go ahead and go fight the fight.
Exactly.
Right? Send them niggas, yeah. Draft them niggas.
You ain't gonna get locked up. They encourage it.
Yeah, you could do all the shooting you want over there. Or
you
Iran, nigga. Go shoot that Draco in Iran.
You gangster. Talking about gangster, yo. Y'all seen this video? Hold up, let me get. Yep, I got the right one.
See that?
should have paid us enough to live. You know, we may not get paid enough to live, but these dirt sheep, all you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. At least pay us enough not to do this.
Yeah, man. People is wilding out here. Your man set a whole warehouse on fire because he wasn't getting paid. Why not just get another job? Why not just quit the job, bro? You're not forced to work. Y'all frozen?
No, I'm not.
I ain't want to be the one talking all the time.
Oh, now talk, Nate. You know what I mean? Because we gotta speaking about talking, man. We gotta let people know about what I'm saying, the show that we had yesterday, bro. MLB.
We'll get to that. Yeah, I don't know. It's the current way in current society. They saying because they saying if you had a medium scale operation, this was the toilet paper company. Like it didn't even like it had nothing else in it. I could be wrong, but you run in a warehouse, whatever, it might cost you maybe 75 to 150,000. All depends on the size of it and such forth. Rent monthly expenses could be between 2,000 to 8,000 for rent. But I think I hope that this is not going to be a trend of society going forward. But it feels like it because of the way the increase in prices on things, gas prices going up, food is going up, rent's going up, everything else is going up. But people are feeling like their cost of wages are not going up to allow them to still be able to afford to live where they are. And there's a lot of whole other dynamics behind it that's, I ain't gonna say outside of my scope, but outside of my currently right now speaking range. And it's just unfortunate because you put yourself out there, doing that and putting on camera and like saying you should have paid us we want. You see how a lot of these jobs now, even minimum wage had to go up in certain places because nobody was able to afford it. I remember when I was working at Macy's. This is way back 2003 when I started there. I was making no more than like $6.15 an hour, $6.18, whatever you want to call it. When I tell people that, people will be like, "What? How do you live off of that?" But it was what it was at the time, Now you're looking at it when you got apartments or houses going for a certain amount of money. Ain't nobody living off of that amount of money right now to work. $6 something an hour, you ain't making it. Unless you got 20 jobs. You working that, you doing DoorDash, you doing Uber Eats, you doing Uber you doing Uber and Lyft. You working UPS and whatever else it might be just to barely get by,
Working 23 out of 24 hours of the day.
Right, exactly. That 1 hour you barely get to sleep. During that time to sleep, you got to actually take care of the kids because you got a whole family.
Paying for an apartment you can't afford.
Right, or an apartment you used to be able to afford. But now with the cost of everything going up and your pay not going up, now you can't afford that apartment. You are now outside of that criteria.
Mm-hmm. Then they got those
that's another one of them things that just like, well, fuck what everybody talking about. This shit just ain't adding up. Cause you'll hear every 4 years, every 2 years with the political bullshit. Oh, let's do this, let's do that. So I tell niggas all the time, bro. Poverty ain't going nowhere because that shit is $1 billion industry, bro.
Yep.
They not trying to fix the problem. Well, which I think the problem is because the powers that be, poverty is big business for them niggas. So that shit ain't going nowhere. No time. That's why what you just said. We can have this conversation about how the fuck is motherfuckers living when the wages is fucking below your living means because they know. Don't worry, nigga. Just let us slave you for these fucking raping you record wages, and we'll throw you some government assistance to shut your bitch ass up. We'll give you some food stamps. We'll even pay your whole rent. We need y'all in this workforce working for chump change. So We'll figure some things out for you, but at the end of the day, yeah, like
We need you to keep the machine rocking and rolling, yo. Don't
that's
worry,
it,
we'll give you a
man.
kickback.
That's what I'm saying. Like, right? It take 1 billionaire to stop hunger, bro. But that's just $1 billion business. So why the fuck would they do that?
And that's for everyone, just to make clear, because sometimes we like to sometimes it's like it like to be placed and people think that you're only talking about one group of people. It's for everybody. There's people that's poor of Black, Hispanic, white, Asian, and all other cultures. Everybody ain't rich. There ain't just one group of poor people. Everybody's poor. Everybody's a group. When they say poor people, that could be any group of people. So it's not just one group of people. Just to be sure, because sometimes
It's
when
the
you see
majority of the people.
yeah,
Listen, poverty has no color.
right.
For real.
And I know none of y'all was saying that. I was just saying it because sometimes when people see it, they think we only because mainly everybody on this podcast is of one. We pretty much was on the same culture, So they think we may be just speaking of our culture, but no, it's everyone. And unfortunately, just the way it is. I will recommend everybody, if you can, as best as you can, try to save a little bit, little by little, if you can. If you're able to, say whether it's $5 here, $1 here, even if it's $10 here, whatever, save a little bit just in case. Because when that rainy day come, you hope that you can at least have, at best, minimum, a year to live off of. If things get really rough, you want to hope that you got at least a year to live off of.
Yeah. Because when it rains, it pours. So make sure you got a good umbrella.
Now, if you can make 5 to 10 years or whatever, that's great. But at least try to see if you can save up enough to have at least a year off that you ain't got to worry about the rent being paid, the light bills being paid, and whatever else. And your kids are still going to school, and you got to pay for school projects and charity, fundraisers and all that. You better, try to, if you can, save about that much. And whether you got kids or not, whether you just an individual in general, see if you can try to save enough to at least be able to take care of yourself for at least a year.
Word. And that's a general common knowledge, because you might get sick. You don't never know what might happen in life. So just make sure you're able to take care of yourself, yo. That'd be crazy.
Because there's a lot of people out there who, I get it and I understand. Those who don't believe, and I don't want to get too far that base, but I know some people who don't believe in healthcare, and I get it. So if you don't have no healthcare, just know that if you have a car accident or something and you break your leg, unless you got some kind of special wizardry or whatever magic you can do, that broken bone, that bone sticking out your skin ain't gonna heal on its own. You need somebody to be, unless you know how to do it yourself, or some people that can do it in your family or whatever, your circle, you're gonna need somebody to be able to put that back together and make sure that it heals correctly. You may need to go to the
equipment to do it too.
Right.
If your bone's sticking out your leg, bro, you're gonna need some pins and needles.
And this ain't Canada, and shout out to Canada, but this ain't Canada. This ain't free healthcare. You have to pay for that for the most part. So unless you want to go get it done, and then you just want to be in debt for an $8,000 bill or whatever the cost might be overall, and not pay none of the services, but it ain't free. So if you got the chance to get any kind of healthcare, get it. Do your research if you need to. It's just okay. That's we at the point of this day, we had a stage in life where you can research things and find out if this is something you want to do and know about it and be knowledgeable about it. Don't tell us nobody told you about it. You can do a simple Google search and find out about it on your own in this day and age.
You ain't even gotta type. You ain't even gotta type it in. You can just, hey Siri, what's affordable health insurance? Here goes my budget. All right. Mm-hmm. And then you ain't even gotta read it. Oh, look, I said that as Siri. Look, Siri's about to give me some suggestions. And then Siri will read it to you. So therefore, you don't even have to read it yourself, bro. Don't be lazy. Get that health insurance, bro.
Health insurance, dental, vision.
Whatever you need, something.
Right. Dental, vision, whatever you might need, But if you feel like you're okay and you ain't never gonna go to the doctor, then that's your choice. Ain't nobody forcing you for anything. Like you're a grown adult. Well, especially for those of y'all who are grown adults, nobody's forcing you.
Don't have no Medicaid and be an organ donor, nigga. You go to the hospital. You go to the hospital for a flu. The upper room.
You go in with the flu, you leaving without your kidneys.
You leaving without your kidneys in your life, nigga.
It's true.
Your spleen is gone. Even though we laughed about that, yo, it ain't no joke, man. But look at this next video right here, Leo. That was kind of a perfect segue. Funny, but not funny. Check this video. Check this out. I mean, funny and not funny at all. My bad.
$307.6 million has been awarded to a former Michigan inmate. He says he spent more than 2 years in prison suffering every day because a medical contractor wouldn't approve a surgery to reverse his colostomy bag. Erica Erickson is speaking with him and his attorney tonight.
In the end, years later, the attorney for that former inmate says he told that jury, quote, "I made a mistake. This is worse than I ever could have imagined on paper." How were you treated?
I was scrutinized. I was treated like an animal.
By whom?
Inmates and staff.
He says he suffered for over 2 years while behind bars, denied necessary surgery to remove his colostomy bag. 44-year-old former inmate Cochise Jackson can barely put it into words.
Oh, it was awful. You can't imagine.
In prison from 2016 to 2019 under the Michigan Department of Corrections, Jackson, his attorneys say, early on developed a medical issue requiring the bag.
The doctor told him, "Don't worry, it's temporary. You only have to have this for 6 to 8 weeks."
But his attorney, John Marco, who calls the private healthcare company Corizon evil and a criminal enterprise, says the surgery Corizon refused to approve only cost $919.35.
The less services that this private prison healthcare company gives to the inmates, the more money it gets to keep.
The lawsuit filed back in 2019 says Jackson was not only refused necessary health care and supplies over and over, but also hospitalized for being beaten so badly, the bag often splitting open, feces all over his body.
Shame on him. I'm still a human being at the end of the day.
Marco says during the trial, former Corizon employees testifying they were not allowed to call an ambulance at times because it would cost too much money.
Her boss at Corizon told her, "Just get him comfortable and let him die."
Marco says he's now spoken to other inmates across the state and country with similar problems.
One individual had to wait 12 and a half years to get his colostomy reversed. The skin around his stomach started dying. Another individual had to wait 5.5 years. His intestine had actually migrated outside of his body.
And now while Jackson and Marco say they're satisfied with the historic $307.6 million verdict.
I just wish these bad people would get put out of business so they can't do the same thing they did to me to anyone else.
These people should not only be put out of business, they should be put in prison themselves.
Marco went on to say there's a lot of former and current inmates who need help. And while this is a good start, there's still a lot of work to do. I'm Erica Erickson, local.
300.
He sound defeated.
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
Even with the money he got, it don't sound like it's enough, you know. And they say prisons, a lot of times prisons don't get paid enough in general, like to be able to, because you went from not paying a $900 procedure, such forth, to now dishing out $307 million to the person, to that same person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's not double. That's like, I don't know, 10 times worth of whatever case might be.
Yo, $900 and they can have to give up $376 million. That's crazy. And it's not like it was coming out their pocket either. It's in the budget. Like, you gotta take, if inmates gotta need a procedure or surgery, y'all got it in the budget just to take them. What do you mean it's too expensive to call an ambulance or something like that?
But it's a known story in history about, you know, prisoners not getting the medication or things they needed while they were in prison as well, you know. So, because in prison, I guess I don't know if you want to say it. I'm not speaking for it, you know. I'm just giving my opinion. It's always welcome to be corrected if I'm wrong, you know. Like, you ain't supposed to have the luxuries or whatever to be able to get a surgery done or whatever. You're a prisoner, you know.
But at the same time, being that you are a prisoner, you're still a human being, and you still are subject to human rights. If you need medical treatment, you're still a human.
Yeah, it's not like it was no cosmetic shit. That's some shit.
I can understand you talk about, I need new teeth, son. Give me the new porcelain veneers. Nah, I got a shit bag. I need to get this removed because,
Because some prisoners who are locked up, a lot of times they was out here roaming around in the streets this whole time, not knowing what was going on with their body or their life until they got locked up. Now they get locked up and they get diagnosed, and they find out this whole time they got this. And I'm just throwing out random names. So some people want to be politically correct. Like, oh, if you got that, you can't do nothing. But I'm just throwing out names. You got lymphoma D or whatever, or you got this, or you got that. You got a urinary tract infection. You never knew it because you ain't going to the doctor. You just out here running the streets.
You got diabetes. Didn't know you had diabetes and stuff.
You got high blood pressure.
Well, none of that affected me when I was able to smoke my crack out in the streets.
Right, exactly.
That got me sober up in this cage. Fix me.
Right. I ain't feel nothing,
But yeah, and still, even though that again, they did something, and we all know our justice system makes mistakes. Unfortunately, for whatever reason they're incarcerated, they're still human beings and still deserve the right to medical treatment. And to make sure that they're taken care of, yo. You know what I mean? Like, that's foul. That he had to walk around with that for like 2 years, yo. Mm-hmm. And he has no proper way to clean it, sanitize it, take care of himself. Like, yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad that he got
all over
justice.
Yeah, like they said, sometimes it would rise back up and be all over him in his chest and whatever,
That's crazy.
That's wild. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all.
Hopefully, in his second chance at life, he'll be able to live a lot better than what he was living, especially those last 2 years.
Listen, with
listen, I don't know about you, but I'm about to go to Tahiti and never come back. I'm out.
Doing everything twice. Literally everything.
I'm gonna get me a house in the Amazon jungle. You ain't gonna see me. 376 M's. What? Do you know what I can do in Brazil with 376 million? I'd build me a fortress.
Nigga, you're gonna get kidnapped in Brazil with 300 million. Nigga.
I'm building a fortress again, an army.
You gotta do that beforehand.
You're gonna get lined up by a $20 prostitute.
I'm not dealing with none of them.
You're gonna think because you paid $200, you got some fancy bitch. Next thing you know, 20 niggas kicking down your door.
Nope. I'm gonna have me a whole militia. 376 M's in Brazil, baby. Call me. I don't know no Brazilian names. But yo, y'all got any more topics, any more things on your mind that y'all want to discuss, talk about? Because it is, 12:47 on a Friday evening. We are old. You know what I mean?
Nate, like, what the fuck y'all niggas talking about? I'm about to hit these streets, nigga.
Yeah, we forgot Nate is the young blood, and it is on the West Coast, so it's not even late for him. You know what I mean?
Yo, is that all right? So I was going to ask, is that the Matrixing, or niggas really having the HIV epidemic out in your town?
It is a huge thing out here in Houston. I seen the video that I don't know if it's AI created by somebody talking about they call all the herpes.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, also too, don't blame that on the city of Houston either. You could have been messing with a woman who was from Florida or Arizona, New Orleans, Georgia. She could have been from anywhere. She could have been from Michigan, and she was on spring break in Houston just like you was. And you decided to risk it all and throw your nuts on the table, and shoot craps on it, and you caught it. So don't blame it on Houston. Yeah, you might have caught it here, but it doesn't mean necessarily that you caught it from a Houston woman. I just want to say that. It might not have been a Houston woman who gave it to you. It could have been somebody, matter of fact, it could have been somebody from the same city you from. Because you were just thinking about getting something. You wasn't asking no questions.
None. She called him Boppy like 3 times. That nigga threw that rubber away.
All the way. Ready to risk it all. But it definitely is a high known STD rate out here though. And that I first saw that when I first got out here. And that was like that where I used to live at before in the DMV area as well. And a lot of other places it is. And basically, for the most part, everybody take care of yourself. Please protect yourselves out there. No matter where you go. Don't think because you in Webster, South Dakota, that you might not catch nothing out there. Just take care of yourself in general. Practice safe sex.
Exactly.
If you're not the type to practice abstinence or anything like that, practice safe sex. And always get yourself regularly checked up if you can. There's free clinics out there. You can't say you got to have insurance. We talked about insurance, but there are free clinics where you can still get yourself checked up at. So make sure you check yourself up. Take care of your body as best as possible. And sometimes it's okay to say no. No matter, I don't care how tempting they may look.
It's always watching this like, what?
It's always a temptation out there, but sometimes it's good to say no.
Yeah, what they doing there?
The young nigga heard that and was like, what? Oh, head tripping. No.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because
we ain't jacking that.
You see this little young joint right here, son? You bugging old head. I'm like, damn, bro.
I get it, but coming from myself as an older head, my situation. If I told most people my situation, they would think I'm tripping. But sometimes it's okay to take a step back. Sometimes it's okay to just say I'm good. But I know ain't nobody. So a lot of times it's going in one ear and out the other. Matter of fact, it ain't even going in one ear. It's going straight down. It's blocked.
It's going around.
They ain't trying to hear none of that nonsense.
But listen, you gotta understand there's a reason why we old heads, man. There's a reason why we made it to where we are and why we gonna keep it the way we gotta go. Because we know a thing or two about a thing or two, man.
And let's keep it real.
Listen.
No, go ahead, Jay.
Nah, I was done.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's keep it real. We ain't really old heads. Even though they want to pick categories and they want to put us all in Unk stat, all of us are in Unk status except for Unk. Unk is actually, and shout out to Unk, but at Unk's age, he's our Unk, but he's more considered part of the OG's elderly area.
That nigga a grandpa to these young niggas.
Right. But we not as old as they want to say we are. You know what I'm saying? So
that nigga paw to these young niggas.
Yeah. And understand, we're not talking about anything that we ain't experienced and we ain't go through, because there were certain situations where we should have said nah, and we ain't say nah. So that's why we trying to tell y'all it's okay to say nah. Okay.
You see that I was quiet because I was not that nigga saying nah. No, I ain't even going.
There was plenty of times where I should have said, "Nah, I'm good," and I didn't. And there was nothing. I ain't getting no. As far as the topic we talk about, I ain't getting nothing sexually transmitted. It was just other complications that came with situations and stuff like that. Like, man, I didn't know you had a boyfriend.
Man, that shit ain't matter. Who gives a fuck if that bitch had a boyfriend? Ain't nobody was worried about that.
You see, Leah, with me, I respected the game. I played by certain rules. If you had a boyfriend, come on, man, just break up with your boyfriend for a day. And then I'll smash you. You get back with him tomorrow. But you got to break up with him. Y'all can't be together. Because you know what? I wouldn't know like that to my girlfriend if I had a girlfriend. So,
listen,
she could break up with me for a day.
So it don't matter to me.
Cold-blooded.
See, if I know you, that's a different story. Well, if I don't know you, nigga, listen.
So
she told me she
let me
had a
ask you a
man.
question.
There's a lot of
What
niggas
type?
out there.
What type of level do you have to know the person? Because what if you just know them from school, know them from the neighborhood, but you don't know them, no? You know them.
Or we
You know
just
what I mean?
acquaintances. Or we just acquaintances. Yeah, I might fuck around, fuck your bitch, nigga. I'm sorry.
Like on some, y'all live in the same building, y'all don't talk, but every time you see homie, it's like, yo, what up, bro? Oh, what up, bro? All right. And you don't say nothing. His girl in the elevator giving you that eye, like, yo, I'll come down to the 5th floor when he go to sleep. Like, what's up?
Yeah, if Shorty reckless eyeballing like that, listen, I don't know homie like that, so I don't owe him no loyalty.
Damn, son.
I just give you elevator head nods, nigga. Like, no, it ain't nothing personal.
Elevator head nods.
Yeah, that's it, nigga. That's the extent of our relationship, nigga. Like, your Shorty wanted this work, nigga.
Yo, she got to break up with him for a day, bro. Just one day. I'd put that work in, but because you know what it is? I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to have to tell bro, like, yo, bro, you really don't want to be with Shorty. You don't want to do that. Like, you want to let her go. Give her walking papers. You know.
I don't want to either. Don't do that.
Nah, I never said I wanted her. I'm trying to help. I figured out why you shouldn't have her. I'm trying to help you out. This is a service I'm doing for you. Let her go, bro. Let her go. Because every time I see you holding hands, you looking all cuddly, I'm like, bro, you know that same hand, what she was doing with that hand that you holding right now, bro? Come on, son. Like, that ain't cool, bro. You better let her go.
You echo in like a motherfucker.
It's the Matrix. That's why we need these donations, yo. Listen, everybody, you see these wonderful hats that me and Nate got. You know, Leo don't want to wear his tonight for some reason, but whatever. You see the Cash App down below, $ virtual man cave. You hit us off with a $30 donation, and we would definitely send you one of these beautiful hats. We got 1-2 logos going on. The one that Nate got, the one I got, the color description, all the other fly stuff. We'll get it made. We'll mail it out to you, free shipping and handling, yo. Only for simply $30, yo.
We can end it, and we can end the show. Or the last video I just sent, I think we can put that up there for fun if y'all want to do it. We don't have to. I just think it's a nice little fun video.
Hold on. What this?
There's a little bit of hometown bias for those of y'all who ain't from where we from, but I just think a little fun video.
Was definitely one of them. With Victory started it actually came from 98 KO. DJ KO. Victory by Biggie. Victory by Biggie, yeah. He would play this record and guys would just start throwing drinks. Riot, like every time we had to stop playing the song. Like club owners would tell you, like, there's no Victory tonight. All right. Like, it's like, don't play that record.
I think the worst one was Wild Out.
Right. Yeah, Wild Out too.
When Wild Out would go on, there'd be 4 kids on the floor stabbed. Bottles would be
Who Gambinos was another big one.
Which one?
Who Gambinos.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely leaving out a big one. That song comes on, I just want to fucking punch everyone around me.
Quiet Storm.
Mob Deep. Shook Ones.
Shook Ones, yeah. Shook Ones.
That one is fucking.
That's still a big one. They're still playing that shit.
Those are dangerous songs to play in a club.
They were the top 3 songs in Brooklyn that started a riot in the clubs.
Oh God. Annie Up was definitely one of them. Victory. Victory started it actually.
I want to know what club this nigga was going to. They played Victory and niggas started fighting.
Facts. Facts.
I don't believe that nigga.
It was in the Hamptons.
Yeah, niggas said Victory. Like, you heard Diddy verse and you just wanted to wild out. What?
You're right.
Put the money on your table and get the dance on.
Right.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I don't believe none of that conversation that was just had.
The only song I would say that they had was Annie Up. That was a hype song. Mobb Deep, yeah.
To me, Wild Out was. I mean, I was in a few, but Wild Out, people started spazzing out in that joint.
Yeah. But I don't know about Victory. To my people in
Out of all of those songs, that's the only one I'm like, where the hell was you playing
Yeah,
that
I
at?
don't know about that. But even I don't know. I guess those are just those types of. I never been to a spot where a song came on and niggas just started fighting. I've been to spots where niggas started fighting, but not because the song.
Not because
came.
of the song. Yeah.
But you got certain songs that would get everybody hyped.
Oh no, of course, yeah. Those are the songs that got me up off the wall, but I ain't want to fight nobody.
But permission, well, victory wasn't the one, You you in the commission, whatever you permission to hit them. Nah, that
Like dude with him, like wife was with him. You heard
Remember,
Shady been on the low lately.
Like Nate said, that was in the Hamptons. He was seeing that go down.
Right. We playing that at. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he might have been in Bay Ridge with that. You know what I'm saying? Out in Fort Hamilton.
Yeah.
Nah, though, Nate. I think that was the perfect way we could close out the show on some New York, on the New Yorkers that we are, yo. Even though one of us is only still living in New York right now, representing for the whole squad, still in Gotham. We ain't gonna say nothing. He dressed in all black, y'all.
And he up, nigga.
Yeah, we gotta pay our punk dues next week. Nah, man. Listen, we wanted to make sure that we did a show for you guys tonight because we didn't want to leave nobody, without any entertainment that we do because this is the virtual man cave entertainment and we like to have fun. We bug out and we chill, yo. We want to thank everybody who left a comment tonight, yo. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And yo, listen, on Monday we got D Rigger Presents Moments with Unc at 9:30. Tap in, tune in. And then Nate, tell everybody what we got on Thursdays, yo.
We got Thursdays, MLB with me. There'll be season 2, episode 3, where we do the baseball recap. We give highlights, shout outs, news, funny clips. We shout out the not only the men's league, but the women's league as well. We talk about all the baseball things you see, regardless of what other platforms is out there that want to talk about baseball. I try to give a little bit something different. Don't copy nobody's style. We give our own little style to things.
Yeah. And that's a dope, wonderful program. Please tap in and tune in. And we just want to give a special shout out to our special co-host last night, who will probably be our regular co-host on the show, Miss Mika. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It was wonderful to have you on the show on air. And shout out to Lizzie who tapped in and tuned into the show last night as well.
Yes, D.
So as we always do, man, how we close out the show. We drop a gem, hit you with some verbal knowledge, something to think about, food for thought, yo. So, Nate, start us off, man. What you got for us this week, yo?
Unity. We all out here chasing things in life. We all chasing. It ain't got to be the American dream, but we all out here chasing something to take care of our families, provide for our families, have a better life for ourselves and all of us. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds, but a lot of times we have more in common than you think we are, So sometimes before you start to look at somebody, you just judge them by the base of the color of their skin or what their culture is or their ethnicity or identity. Sit back and think and realize 9 out of 10, y'all probably got a lot in common. Y'all can even help each other along the way to the road to success.
Hey, man, we appreciate you on that. I guess since Leo slid off real fast, I'm gonna set it off next. Do what you're most afraid of. Whatever you're afraid of right now is probably what you need to attack because whatever it is going to help you elevate and move to the next level that you're trying to get to. I use the analogy, like if you saw the movie Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee Herman's Big Playhouse and stuff like that back in the day, how he went to save all the animals, but he didn't want to save the snakes. He waited till like the very last moment. But he still had to go in there and do it, even though he was afraid. Just do it afraid, and you see what the success level is when you achieve greatness, yo. Brandon, what's good, family? How you feeling, Lord? We ain't see you, you know what I'm saying, a couple of episodes, man. Hope all is well, yo. But Leo, what you got for the family, yo?
Don't catch no HIV out here, bro. That's all.
Word is born.
That shit don't go away.
Yo, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing because it was funny, because it's the true statement. I just wasn't expecting that right there at that moment, but that is, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
shit is crazy out here.
that is the God, that's the God honest truth, man. You out here having out there doing your thing, man. Just make sure that you wrap it up, yo.
Wrap that shit up.
Twice if you need to.
Yeah. And go out there and go to the doctor, yo. And yo, listen, if you in a committed relationship with somebody, yo, listen, make sure you tell them what you're doing when you go get tested, man. Don't be coming back there bringing back cooties to somebody else that think you're being faithful. You know what I mean? At least give them the option to cheat too if they want to cheat, because they might be thinking about doing it, but they keeping it 100 with you, and you out there living your best life. Y'all both go there and be cheaters together. Y'all cheat together.
While he at home playing MLB 26 to show.
Right, that's the second move. And shout out to Brandon for MLB.
Nah, we ain't gonna do Brandon like that. Brandon a real one, man. We ain't gonna do Brandon.
Hey, shout out for the MLB 26.
Yo, Nate, man, you need to. I mean, not Nate, Brandon. You need to pull up on next Thursday, man. Check out the MLB with Nate the Gray Show, man, where we talk all about baseball. We give you all the highlights, updates, all that fly stuff, man. I'm tired, man. It's 1 o'clock, yo. I ain't gonna hold you. But listen, man, we appreciate everybody who tapped in and tuned in, man. Listen, we see y'all next week. Catch y'all on the flip side, yo. Peace.
We out this bitch.